Okay, welcome to Aussie Wristwatch. I'm Jessica Liley, and today I wanted to touch on Tudor. Now, I haven't been doing this channel for a very long time. Let's call it a year and a half. And I've gotten into the nuts and bolts of watches. That is to say, I'm not an expert. I don't profess to be. In fact, I don't know a lot about watches at all. I just love them. But I was wrong about, well, a great many things in life, I'm sure, but Tudor. Now, it's not that I've been completely against Tudor ever, but I have been known in the past to perhaps have referred to Tudor as a poor man's Rolex. Certainly in the more recent stages, to be honest with you, because before I was doing this channel, Tudor wasn't even on my radar at all. And I was wrong, because these watches are exceptional value and quality. And I've recently sort of discovered that for myself, in particular when I took my nephew a couple of months ago watch shopping. And, over the last year I've been in and out of the store. I've taken a look at new models like the pagos or the pagos, however you want to say it, that's come out in recent time. The fact that Tudor's catering to a very wide sort of consumer audience without trying to please all, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So they're doing slightly smaller models, probably to suit a thinner wrist. I don't want to say that they're women's watches, because I actually just hate the men and women label when it comes to watches. You should wear what you like regardless. But yeah, I just wanted to go through a few of the key points about what makes Tudor, I don't want to say a smart investment, but just a good choice, particularly if you're budget conscious or you're actually just after an exceptionally quality watch without the hefty price tag, as we see other beloved models go up and up. I'm talking to you guys, Omega. So heritage and craftsmanship is probably one of the key things we think about when we think about Tudor. It's got a long association with Rolex. It's the sister or brother or niece, nephew brand of Rolex from that point of view. It was a Hans Wilsdorf brainchild, I guess, in the sense that he wanted to create a watch that was essentially equal to the quality and craftsmanship of a Rolex, but more affordable to the average Joe. And I'm saying Joe because at the time it really was the average dude rather than dudette. But they're still crafted with that meticulous care, and they're just, I guess, a continued testament to the overall Rolex brand quality. They're just kind of set apart because they also have in-house movements. Not every what I would call a luxury, and we can get into the tiers of watches, but for me luxury means, probably Swiss. It's not so much the movement for me, although I know that is a key factor for, I guess, a lot of watch enthusiasts. But for me it's always been about aesthetic. But I'm talking about, so for example, a Breitling might not have an in-house movement, or a fully in-house movement. A Panerai may not either. I'm not so fussed about that. I know other people are. So I used to have third-party movements, which was kind of trying to get them into a more affordable price bracket than the actual Rolex. So not only do you have from Cassini, I think it's called, I'm going to get it wrong, but from 2016, Tudor have been producing in-house movements through Cassini, or Kasai, Canesi, whatever. You guys get the drift. The other thing that I kind of like about a lot of their watches, the Pelagos being one of them, is the 70-hour power reserve, which, yes, you guessed it, also in the Rolex Submariner, another little synergy between the brands. But prior to 2016, there were some third-party movements being produced for Tudor. Still Swiss made. So, when we're talking about different price points, you kind of feel like Tudor's getting better, not sort of drifting away in terms of its build and its quality, which makes it really interesting. The thing that Tudor has is not we're going to cover the field with the market in terms of producing something for everyone, but there is you've got dive watches, you've got slightly dressier models. I mean, the big one for me that I love, I guess, is the Black Bay, which I've recently, not discovered, but recently found for myself and found myself enjoying quite a bit. The other one I actually really like is the Pelagos, or the Pelagos. Someone can please tell me how you pronounce that correctly, because I've heard it different ways in different things. There's kind of something there for everyone. You know, you've got a very cool GMT collection, you've got a really rugged sort of heritage collection, and you know, the dive watches that they have are brilliant. The Pelagos LHD, so the left-hand drive that's more recently come out in full titanium, is to me fantastic. I mean, I love that watch. From memory, it was like $7,000. So it's so much value for money, which we're going to get to in a little bit, because that is one of the points. But in fact, it's the next point, which is a great segue. So bang for your buck. So the bottom line with these watches is you're getting exceptional value for your money. Now, in the current era where prices are going up, cost of living pressures are going up, we're all still buying watches, I know. It's probably not too bad to kind of take a journey into your Tudor store to see what's on offer. Now, the other thing with these watches is most of the time they're available, so that's also a bonus, because we know these babies are not, and it drives us all absolutely bonkers. And it's just that the craftsmanship you get for the watch, for the value for money, I think far exceeds most other brands out there. Ooh. But if you think about it, I'm thinking, and you guys, I don't own any, but you know I love the Breitling brand. But if you think about Breitling and you look at the Endurance Pro, for example, and from memory, it's sitting around the $5,000 mark, give or take, right? And then you think about the watch I just spoke to you about, the Pelagos LHD, and it's about $7,000-ish. I mean, there's so much more in that proposition than there is in the Endurance Pro. It does just come down to the subjective choice. But if you're going for value for money, it's pretty hard to beat, to be honest with you. You know, if you're only getting one watch, in terms of Swiss made, brand heritage, execution, again, this is where I'm saying I was so wrong. Yeah, I definitely have to eat my words a little bit on this watch, because, or this brand I should say. I actually think there's probably a Tudor out there for me. I know a number of people who are Tudor collectors. I love it. I get to see their watches. My wife's kind of falling in love with the white dial GMT, sort of with the Pepsi bezel. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to know what you guys think. I don't think I'm off the mark on this one so much that I'm going to get vehemently shot down. I'm not saying I'm only ever going to get Tudor from now on, but I think it's fair to give them a little bit of kudos where kudos is due, in the sense that it's actually well executed timepiece in the models that are available to us. And you know, when you're playing with Aussie Monopoly money, it's still pretty good value for money, whereas Omega probably is not at this point, unfortunately. JLC isn't, unfortunately. Panerai, again, I mean, they're getting up there. I'm not going to buy a Panerai, but I certainly can't buy a Panerai and get the same amount of functionality and quality at the price point that you can get for a Tudor. Check it out. Let me know your thoughts. It's good to see you all. Not really looking at you, but you know what I mean. And until next time, everyone have an awesome week. Thank you.